about, be it, you know, these instant like frostbite, silences, stuff like that. He has to just worry about kind of Avalanche for the most part. Most of the other ones he can play around, be it Pango, be it Enigma and stuff like that. So yeah, much better pick this time around to have this one. And he's got a better support cast with him too, like Kezu was saying. You know, he's got if the Drow isn't getting focus fired, he's gonna have this, you know, armor and stuff like that provided from the Drow aura, and then he's got all his armor, and he's got saves, right? He's got Rubik Shard eventually that will probably be coming out. So yeah, I love Aster's draft again. I think they've kind of answered a lot of what IG has, but IG, it's infinitely better, it feels like, than last time. But let's see if they can actually endure. Because, yeah, I was all right. Like, the opening, I love Tiny Enigma. I think it's great. Okay. Tiny Enigma, Pango, these look great. Even the Ursa pick is nice. The Phoenix is the one that I'm a little fussed about just because, like Kezu was saying, he prefers, I also do too, is enabling your Ursa to have these kind of kill threats. So, yeah, let's see if they're going to be able to do that with these two.
Yeah, that is feeling like one of the lanes that could definitely be an issue of contention, is at least just not enabling that Ursa to get off to a hot start.
Yeah.
And then you sort of compare that to the other side where you're going to have XXS on this Magnus. Granted, no melee hero that he's empowering, but you've got this Drow, you've got this Storm Spirit that have crazy high, you know, attributes that are going to be buffed up by that Empower. It's going to be a whole heck of a lot of right-click damage.
Yeah, and it's a very traditional lane we've seen quite often, right? Rubik plus Magnus. You get out of position, you get lifted, skewered under tower. They're going to rush Arcane Boots, I'd imagine, on the Magnus very early just to continue spamming and keeping the Ursa low. So already seeing QIQX, he starts with double Tango Salve. So he just really wants to pump as much HP into Emo as possible. Emo starts with Stick and some regen. So yeah, they know that they're just going to get spammed down here.
And it's as we would expect also, we should mention this, Dust back to mid lane after that last one, and Emo over onto the Bear.
Yeah. Emo, you bought Blink on Storm. You have been pushed back to your safe lane for all time. I think it was just a Storm thing. You know, the jokes aside and everything. It just, you know, he's very comfortable on Storm. Sure, it didn't work out, but yeah, he thought it was going to be a better one for him.
Right, and it's also one of those moments where, you know, you're a team that's behind, trying to find new ways into the game. If things haven't been working, switch it up. Why not? Give it a try, see if it works.
Yeah, but I mean, they're already struggling quite a lot, as we've seen, and especially versus Aster, right? One of the best teams in China at the moment. So,
well, the spam, it's already started a little bit, and you can see QIQX trading hits with Rubik. This is not the best for him in the world. With that Fade Bolt out and ready, can trade hits super comfortably.
Yeah.
Toss back under the tower. Oh,
still only level 1s.
Yeah, he's not even going to get hit by the tower once.
No, but they're going to continuously try to do this. I mean, we've seen a lot of success from this Tiny Enigma kind of lane to be able to play, even versus Drow, even versus Tree and stuff like that. So definitely some possibilities for them if Aster messes up the lane. But we don't see Aster make too many mistakes, especially in laning phase.
Of course, there is always going to be that lane pulled back into the tower with that Enigma, which is what you would want to see as Dust. Taking a beating from XWY, who did go for that solo kill last game onto Emo, was able to get it on the Death Prophet, double Wraith Band, a little bit of a change-up from the time when Emo was playing mid, and making some solid moves. And Emo, speaking of which...
XWY makes a bit of a mistake, actually walks under tower there. He'll be okay now. But yeah, I love this. The reason I love this Storm pick is not only just because of the overall game, but because of the lane too. You know, it's... Pango, he's good in a lot of these matchups, but Storm is one of those that just can end up bullying a lot of these kind of, you'd say, like weaker melee heroes in the laning phase. If he just gets a Vortex, he gets an early position advantage with Static Remnants, he can actually bully a lot of these. But Dust will get the rune and he'll be okay for now.
Yeah, playing it well. Yeah, can see a slight lead into the favor of XWY with this creep wave coming in. It's going to take that slight advantage, and I think has he missed any CS there? Maybe a couple.
I think he missed like 3 or so far, but still very good for him. He's gotten 3 denied, so we'll count it as Emo.
Very close. Good jump away there by Emo to get out of the firing zone.
Ooh, this lane positioning though for Emo is not great, right? They're actually keeping it pulled into a perfect position on Aster to be able to go for these constant skewer plays. So yeah, they don't even have a... Okay, they do have a pull open, so QIQX probably just has to pull this lane, even if it's a single pull, just to be able to fix lane positioning.
You know, when you lane together for like 7 years, you get some pretty good synergy.
Yeah, I mean, these two are always the ones to watch. They are so damn good, and they're in laning, in game, they're just, yeah, always on point. So yeah, Arcane Boots almost done. Mid lane.
The toss back, Dust gets the jump, couple more hits. Doesn't decide to make any extra action come of it. Did have a swashbuckle available, but after the shield crash, just wanted to save the mana.
Yeah, he sees it. Oh, Pelosin.
That could have been dangerous right there.
He gets Vortex, he's just dead. They might even still look to make an aggressive move. They're playing around the runes here, so making sure they can set one up either for Dust or for XWY is. XWY is going to get a lot of heals from this Leech Seed.
Yeah, and well, they have the toss, but the
Paulson.
toss onto Dust instead, and yeah, Paulison's just gonna die. Pichu is the one that draws the first blood there.
I like the rotation from the Tiny, but him sticking around also without enough. I mean, he did have the mango. Okay, I mean, without enough mana initially to kind of go for this type of kill, and now he just leaves his Enigma on an island. So Drow's free farming, they don't get the kill, and Aster just respond with rotations of their own. So big slip up there from IG.
Paulison and Sadness will come and refill the bottle. Sorry, dude. My bad.
They did the same thing last game where they double sent supports to just make sure that they can try to help out the mid lane. But last game it didn't help. This game it kind of does the exact opposite of what they want as well too. So side lanes look kind of like the dream here for Aster again.
Aster having a very good start to them. And Paulison comes back in to try and grab this creep wave. We'll get this one without too much issue, but Monet.
He's getting body blocked.
Yeah. Slow, throws the avalanche. Somehow managed to dodge it off of the creeps, but hitting the two heroes. That was nice placement.
Yep.
But still, we'll eventually get that creep wave and pull it away.
Yeah, and Monet still just absolutely free farming. And bottom, we're seeing already the constant aggression that's going to come out from XXS and Baboka as those arcane boots finished up super early. But Emo does get a bit of lane positioning fixed here. And for now, until Baboka pulls the lane back. So again, yeah, lane's just going to be difficult for him to step up a little bit too far, just always with the threat of those skewers.
Yeah, this lane feels really tough for the Ursa. I don't know what the hell you're going to do.
He's still farming all right, right? His farm is still pretty decent, but it's just about, you know, how can they actually contest and go for kills, which is what Ursa wants to have. He wants to get a little bit of an advantage in laning phase.
Yeah. Well, there is also still that fear, though, that he could get pulled back under tower, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
with that whole wave denied out by that hard camp. Not the easiest time, but like you said, keeping up in the CS, at least at the earlier stages. But again, towards mid, this is the type of move that they needed. Dust finds the kill on XWY.
Baboka will find a DD, but now he's also perhaps getting chased out. Yeah, he's forced to TP. All right, this time the double rotation does work for the side of IG.
That was right as Storm hit 6.
Nicely done.
Does have that one completed. Actually, could have gotten that from the 6-minute mark going over. I'm not sure. But regardless, it is a pretty solid position. Pango has 6, can make a rotation too if they want to. Instead, they're going to go for Irving. But won't be able to make any type of save play there. Paulison gets the toss away.
Oh my god, he's still going.
Thinking about it, at least.
Okay. Has clarities and mangoes up there, so we'll be able to pump him back up on mana. Very aggressive play from XWY. Mad that he gets killed in the mid lane.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But there is no bounty rune for him to retreat back to and find.
And let's see Baboka in the meantime also, while he's been playing in the bottom lane, we take a look at these stacks. He's got, what, a quad stack at the hard camp here that this Rubik is working on. Oh,
jeez.
he actually misses the stack. Okay, whoops. Pulled it a little too early.
Yeah, that happens.
It happens.
But yeah, you can see camp stacked up there for him to try and be a little piggy bank to build into after. If he can have arcane boots done too, that would be pretty huge for that bottom lane.
Yeah, they're gonna probably look to clear that pretty soon. I mean, I'd imagine the Storm goes to clear it out. As we're seeing the big person who's really suffering, probably just because of these rotations. I mean, I'm fine with Paulison's rotations. I like when the Storms, when you're playing versus Tiny, I like when the Tinies, when you're playing versus Storm, you make these early moves mid. He does have the successful one after the failed one, but you're seeing Irvin, he's suffering. 2,100 net worth in comparison to 3.3 of the Magnus, and he keeps giving up a lot of Eidolons.
He's really, in both of these games so far, been hampered out a lot, and it's kind of feeling like what you mentioned. Those rotations mid, meaning he's left completely alone, and I mean, at least in this game, he's been able to get the levels that he needs to, and he's an Enigma, so you know that late game there's going to be that strong chance that they have to do a ton of damage, but definitely the early goings, at least, he's been the one sacrificed.
Yeah, not an easy Enigma game, though. He's playing versus Tree, playing versus Rubik, even versus like Storm and Drow. Getting into the backline, not easy. And yeah, Rubik, he can just steal Black Hole. Tree, he can just overgrowth it at all times, and Storm can even just like zip through and do the Vortex, of course, while you're zipping, so yeah, pretty difficult. He can't really itemize to go for Black Hole plays, so I imagine he's just going to be playing as this, like, just aura kind of carrier for his team.
Right.
But yeah, off to a very slow start, at least for the Enigma, who is going to be the objective taker for the most part, right? He's the tower taker for this team. Definitely not easy for him to do so.
No, he is going to need to have a little bit of catch-up time right now. And we did see those stacks taken out in the bottom half of the map. Bobica now going to try and rebuild them again, as another Eidolon will be fed away. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that was a Fairy's Trinket picked up for the Storm. So the dream item.
Look at these wards already placed up. So aggressive wards being placed, aggressive and defensive wards being placed up from Aster. As yeah, coming out ahead in the lane. But we are seeing Emo. He's still doing just fine. So I thought bottom lane would go a little bit worse for him. But yeah, he's still top of that net worth.
Trying to get into the Battle Fury. So if he can finish that one before too long, that is one of the, big answers, obviously, for Drow later on there. XWY moves on in and is going to help XXS deal with these creep waves in the illusion. Thought that maybe that was the real Pango. Not sure if he did or not, but regardless, at this 10-minute mark, are we going to see that much action at all? I mean, there's still the Tome heroes, Rubik, Tiny, not really the biggest level 6s. I guess the Phoenix might go for it.
I think Aster's just waiting. Aster at least is waiting for Blink Dagger. I think on IG, they just have to make moves around with Dust. Dust is the one to look at to make any aggressive move in this map because it supports super underleveled. Pelosin level 3, QIQX level 4. So yeah, I think most of this pressure early game is going to be around Dust's rotations, how much he's going to be able to find and get done. As Aster, it feels like all of them can kind of make moves. Even the tree can get aggressive. Magnus with an early Blink Dagger. Opting for Blink is cool too, because it's not super surprising or anything like that. But we've always seen the mech, right?
Yeah.
Almost every single game, I think we see first item mech on these Magnus. Nope, not for XXS. He wants to have this initiating tool and get a little more aggressive.
And then look at what item he just queued up after it.
Midas, yeah.
So they're thinking the same type of thing, that this game could go a little bit later.
Yeah, and they scale. I mean, you can definitely see how IG has this crazy type of scaling, but Aster has like counter scaling because they have the answer to the Enigma. They have tons of BKB piercing disables, and yeah, they can probably just greed it up. They do. I would imagine that they outscale actually, even if they're playing versus Enigma and Phoenix. I actually quite like Aster's big team fight, as long as XXS is able to land these RPs, which it's XXS. He always lands his big ults.
I mean, this was the hero that he originally rose to prominence on before Collapse, before JT. There was XXS.
Yeah, back when I used to play, this guy was still playing, and he's still so young.
How does it make you feel? Well, maybe a bit like the whole heroes down bottom who are going to finally get the pull-out, but they do bring down XWY, dead in a ditch. Both Fogged and XXS. Sorry, that swashbuckle to get away. Bobica barely gets out of there. So a great rotation from IG.
Yeah, Dust comes in clutch, gets the chain control there onto the Storm. He's unable to actually get any of those zips off. Nicely done. Catching themselves back up. Irving, he's going to take the bottom lane. And they swing it, that net worth, back to even.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, it's okay.
The sad thing is that we're one day apart in terms of our birthdays, too.
The thing is just so crazy how XXS has just been playing pro Dota for what feels like, 10 plus years or something like that. And he's still like 20 something, 22, 23 or something like that. Pretty absurd.
That's what you get when you're a special type of talent.
Yeah, he's a beast. As RP, find Dust.
They pull back one. Do they have the ability to bring him down with the TP in? It looks like it. They find him there. Bobica gets the lift back onto Paulison. So after the rotation down bottom fails, Aster move in mid, find a couple quick kills.
Yeah, overextended bottom, but this time on the opposing side, IG go for a rune, and XXS is very ready. And now a tower perhaps even going to get pressured. So Aster getting the better trade. It's going to get slowed down though. And Emo, all things considered, right? 1-0. Battle Fury is about to be online, so very farmed up.
Yeah, it's kind of feeling like one of those no-rush 20-minute type of games that you get out here. 13 minutes in, not too many kills, not too many towers taken. Everybody just head back to their receptive sides and waiting for the later stages.
Yeah, this looks like it's probably going to end up being... There's still going to be a bunch of fights, but much more farm-heavy game than we saw last time. Stupendous. This time, IG... Last game, they had no ults, right? They had like the Shadow Fiend as their big team fight. This time, got tons of team fight, right? Pango, Enigma, and Phoenix, so they just have to watch what they give up, especially like, watching out for those black hole plays. They don't want to give Bobica anything.
I mean, and that's the scary thing, too, is that if you do commit those big ultimates and you don't manage to find the kill, he just walks in and then walks out. If you don't find those kills after you make those big ultimate commitments, you know that entire rest of your map is going to be shut down because the other team has the big ultis.
Yes, absolutely. And also the big thing for IG is, how do you buildings? We've seen this happen a lot where you're playing versus the Treant Protector and, you know, your offlaner is your one who wants to hit these towers with like the Enigma or the Broodmother or whatever it is, something like that, Beastmaster. Yeah, there's a tree. So he's just constantly pushing out the waves with Nature's Grasp, armoring up the towers to full HP. So Aster keeping themselves slightly ahead, but only just a slight.
Saw a cool little thing there too. They move on in with XWY, stacks the camp with him, and then Monet comes and clears it. So they're still getting that extra bonus gold onto their cores even.
Yeah. I mean, Monet is pretty huge on a Drow Ranger. He was versus Enigma, by the way, and let's take a look at not even just at Worth, looking at his last hits, 112 last hits. He's keeping on par with the Ursa, who was not versus that Enigma, who did not get any pressure.
And has that Battle Fury completed like we're talking about. Emo, every time I look at his camera, you can see he's just talking. Like, this guy is definitely a shot caller in this team. And it's interesting because I think the main thing we'd be hearing is I'm hitting more creeps, guys.
Yeah. He's probably just like, I have great item timings. Like, you know, guys, just chill back. I can probably carry this game. But Aster, very comfortable going into this later stage, especially if the Magnus, who is going to go for Midas, will scale. So, we did also see IG, I believe the game versus LGD, when they had that success, it was on the behalf of Emo playing the Ursa. So they're probably having some faith in this. And I think it also was with an Enigma. So probably thinking that they can have this type of later type game. But yeah, have to watch out because Irving, very difficult for him to land these black holes.
He does recognize that the danger is coming his way, and he TPs out, heads up to the top side of the map. Aster take that tower, and look at this, IG. Want to make a quick move and take down this Aegis. This would be big.
Yeah, they have the Ursa, so they can do this pretty easy. Last game, it was much more of like a sneak kind of desperation one. This one, still in kind of even footing.
Right.
But they can't take any other objective, right? Cannon towers, so got to just try for one of those as they will be able to sneak in that rush. But XXS, I believe that's the Midas in 100 gold. And Aster, still calm as a cucumber. Just chilling back and farming. Cool as a cucumber, obviously, but yeah.
That's the one. I love it.
Cool, calm, collected.
Paulison, how close is he to Blink? He's still about, what, 800 gold or so?
Yeah.
And I mean, when you talk about trying to take those objectives, it feels like the big answer has been, okay, you bring numbers like this up top around a catapult wave, or you try and win a big fight, and that's where the Blink Dagger comes into play.
Yeah. This is nice, though, right here. Irving being able to do this kind of by himself. And Emo might just be able to swing in for the last hit. Thank you very much.
Bum, 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 bum. Emo takes it. Backs to farm. Greaves fully completed for Irving.
Alrighty.
And they got the Blink done, so maybe they actually want to try and get some fight going. The Blink after the Battle Fury.
I like it with the Aegis, too. He can actually get on top of this Drow. But speaking of getting on top of the Drow, Monet already has Hurricane Pike. So he's just fine to kind of be able to have that distance to push away versus the Ursa. Yeah, it feels like Aster is perfectly fine with everything that's going on here still. As we said, Magnus with the Midas, Monet just chilling in triangle, farming freely, and they have this Storm who already has Kaya Sanj. So very farmed on XWY, very tanky. Gotta be hard to bring down even if he gets comboed from something like the Tiny. And IG, even though they have the Blink Ursa, they don't have the Blink Tiny. So a lot harder for them to make an aggressive play.
Could see there at least. In spite of not having that Blink up there, they do have the Aquila that got picked up for the Drow right away. She's going into the Hypothermia next. I'm kind of curious if they want to make that move pretty soon around this, because obviously, like you said, there's a nice little window in here once this Blink Dagger is done for Paulison where they can get on top of that Drow.
I think Aster's doing like a similar to Tundra kind of thing where they're just like, I mean, come at us. If you want to just play the farm game, we'll play the farm game.
Right.
It's 4-3, but they're actually accruing that better net worth. And yeah, like I was saying before, I think that they actually will be able to outscale because I don't see great ways for the Enigma to ever land these black holes. Phoenix probably has a pretty tough game because he has to land it. He has to put the Supernova in perfect positions here. So
yeah,
Aster, I think, content with just chilling back, letting the fight come to them.
For IG, that Blink Dagger now done for Paulison. Smoke in his inventory.
They gotta go. Like, they gotta start making some type of moves, especially with Aegis. They have to start slowing down this lineup of Aster. 4-3 though, man. Very slow one.
I wonder if they're just gonna go right in for mid first, or if they're gonna do the big wraparound play.
They're smoking with 5 heroes. They have bottom wave pushing in and nobody's responding. So I think Aster, They're just gonna play back, wait for the move to come to them. 'Cause nobody's showing on the map.
Dude, they are so prepared for this.
Look at Baboka. Baboka's chilling in the tree line, waiting to break a smoke. So he's protecting Monet, who's under tower. They're all just, playing fully defensive.
XXS blinks back and away, so Paulison can't quite spot him there. Do they realize he's in the area, though?
They think
smoke
he's just
breaks.
juggling. Oh, Baboka! He'll just walk right into him.
Okay, so they'll find one pickoff and now try and move in and take this tower.
Okay, nice. Get the kill, and should be able to get the tower. And XXS, they're waiting for him. Paulison, can he find the grab?
I think that they're just going to let this one go, it looks like. Maybe could find like a pull back onto one. This ward doing a lot of work, but it feels that Aster are aware that this would be the setup play that they're making.
Yeah, they're just playing full avoid game. Nicely done from Aster.
But IG?
Yep, they do get into that triangle here. It is 5 heroes still clustered, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Aster bring back their storm, and now maybe going to make a smoke play of their own, as this Aegis is, what, a minute away from expiring, or are they just going to go back to farming their triangle, or their jungle, it looks like?
Probably can look to fight. I think they're a little worried about the ward coverage, though, right? They're like, okay, IG just snuck into our jungle. They probably put some wards down somewhere around here, maybe even in, who knows where, so they're going to check for those first before they look to make the smoke. But I think they can definitely look to fight now.
DD up top, smoke up.
Ooh, did that actually get seen? I think XXS got seen by this ward in mid. Let's see.
No, they do deny out the DD, so not available there. Paulison hiding behind the trees. XXS sees him now. Pull him on back, find that kill.
Easy peasy. Ooh, and a stolen toss with the blink dagger on the Rubik. So now they've got the skewer and they've got the toss back that can come out from these two. That's back to farming.
Monet feeling very comfortable with his position, having that BKB done along with the Hurricane Pike. So he has a lot of ways to keep himself alive as long as they can keep that black hole off of him.
Yeah. It's of course still a ways away from the BKB, but once he's able to get it, he's gonna be pretty
I just saw an
safe.
Ogreax, and I was like, he's got it. He's
ready. I was like, he has BKB already? What the hell's going on? I clicked, I'm like, okay. No, he's setting up perfectly, because then he doesn't have to worry about anybody, right? Then it's like, sure, Ursa can do this damage, but he's got 2 different ways to distance himself, and then he can always protect himself versus Pango and Tiny. So I like this itemization from Monet, as Aster still just chilling, scaling. And we still see Ursa farming, but you are definitely starting to see Pango falling a bit off. Yeah. Same thing for the Enigma, who already has this, as we've said multiple times, pretty impossible game to get Black Hole off.
Should have bought Midas. That's the answer here. Everybody just get it. It's perfect. And the other saves too. You've got Rubik Shard about to be completed. Tree is going for Blink, but afterwards has that Force Staff queued up too.
Yeah.
So Aster all about protecting this Drow and then letting Storm just run wild.
Yeah, I like the. I mean, I think this is always kind of the standard build, at least for Tree. Either you get your Shard, like we see from Katomi, or if you're playing versus Enigma, and versus, I guess, Pango too, right? The root is super effective. Does Pango have Shard? Okay, he does. So has a way to at least bail himself out of the tree root. Can just pop that roll up.
And Dust queuing up and trying to go for the Aghanim Scepter next. So this gold lead continues to get built up for Aster.
They're going to look to make a move soon, because I think they're going to have a triple BKB timing on Aster. So BKB about to be finished for Storm, BKB about to be finished for XXS, and BKB about to be finished for Monet. So Aster, this triple BKB timing, that's where Pango is just like, oh my god, what the hell do I do, right? Yeah. He rolls in and everyone just becomes
and
gold.
Punches him.
Yeah, and he's just in a struggle. So IG feels like they got to find something here soon, because they're just getting out-farmed.
Paulison moves in. XXS is there to break the smoke. It breaks immediately, blinks back and away. That ward keeps him safe. Paulison went up, and now they are going to get the D ward on that OBS.
Aster just reading the map beautifully. And there's that first BKB, and as we said, XXS about to have his and the Drow. So big timing coming out for Aster here to take the fight.
There really is something special to the way that these top teams have been able to play this game sort of perfectly, I feel like, in terms of recognizing that when they're strong, dodging the fights, and being able to avoid these ganks consistently.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful read to the map. And everybody's got this item timing perfectly. Blink tree, triple BKB, ready to go. I think that ward did get to see them, so... Yeah, I mean, Aster still... Either way now, IG has to play very defensively. They don't want to lose any of these courses. There's it's almost impossible for them to fight versus this.
It was definitely seen, and Paulison also popped the smoke on the storm. So they won't be able to connect onto anybody here with this one, but with Roche respawning in a couple of seconds.
That's right. It's up. Oh, it was a super fast spawn.
That is, that's going to be the next point of contention, most likely.
Aster.
XWY.
Ooh, Arcane Rune, it spawns bottom. If it was top, I was going to be, oh my god, Aster just been blessed.
Yeah, they get another rune deny there by QIQX.
Man, 4 to 5.
It's
One
been
of the
chilling.
slower games we've had. Okay, we've got the blink on the Enigma. Can never really count this one out, but again, gonna keep reiterating. Incredibly hard for him to find it. He has to find Rubik, has to find Tree. I think he has to find all of them, actually. Every single hero has a way to cancel this, so very difficult for Irving. They've got to cause some crazy type of distractions or get some great pickoffs at the start. As they'll smoke, they still have this ward here, and they catch XSS. Might be able to.
Looking for him. Paulison. Ava, toss, jump, emo dead. They dropped everything for that, and Monet,
he's
running
walking in.
brazenly forward. Even with the BKB, I guess feeling somewhat confident. They find Paulison. He was in pretty far away from the rest of them, and a great gust comes out. Monet gets up to the high ground, and now they can't get on top of him, but Irving, the black hole is there. Stolen! Bobica turns it around with the Yule Scepter. He already used the black hole, immediately gets taken away, and now stuck up on the cliff and killed off. They find the finish onto Drow, and has to just run away on the storm.
This ward, that ward lasted full duration in mid lane. Paulison finds the ideal jump, and nicely done from QIQX. Instant Yules. What a play.
That was what they needed.
And it's with Roche, too.
I mean,
IG.
Huge win. Man, that was the type of play that they needed. I mean, to be fair, you ended up hurricane piking up to the cliff.
Yeah.
That one hurt a lot.
It definitely did, but Boca's still lingering in the area, perhaps to try for some type of crazy steal play. He just throws himself in and then blinks out. Okay, won't get any of this stuff, though.
Oh, that is the funniest looking thing in the world.
I mean, that was close.
It was.
But IG, they find themselves that very ideal team fight, all because of this pickoff. That ward mid, like we said, full duration. They get the catch, and yeah, Monet, unfortunately getting himself a Hurricane Pike on the high ground. But a great play, QIQX. I didn't actually notice that he had just picked up the Yule, so great play to cancel that black hole. I thought it was going to get instantly turned there.
Yeah, that was setting up to be a horrific moment for them, and then it all came back the other direction. As you can see, the kill on a Monet, post to BKB, bringing him down. And now the one thing that they do need to be scared of is that Bobica was able to keep Black Hole through all of that, kept himself alive. So 90 seconds from now, around the same timing, Irving, he's not going to be free to use it.
Probably one of the most ideal situations, though. They win the fight and Roche, right? So Emo, now he has the Basher, level 18 after securing that. And they find themselves a fight that Aster's the one that kind of picked the fight themselves too, because they were like, we've got positional advantage, put Monet in the front line. So really nicely done. And now even going to build a secondary Yules. Polison's like, dude, that was a good play. I'm going to do the same thing. Cool.
Yeah, very
really,
nice
really cool
stuff. And I mean, that's interesting too, because that's usually what you use against the Ursa.
Yeah. That was actually very impressive.
I think that the one thing that you're starting to see that could be a bit of an issue now is after having an incredibly rough and what looked like frustrating game for Emo in game number 1, he is absolutely carrying this one.
Yeah, he's beast. And he has 2 different positioning items now too. He's got the Ogre Seal Totem. So even if he does get like gusted and stuff like that, he can just pop forward, flop like an Ogre Seal, sorry, and land on top of this Drow. And now they're going to get the tower too.
Tier 2 going down. No way to come and contest this one for the moment. 25 seconds till Black Hole is back up on the Rubik. And they do still have a lot of ways, obviously, to cancel that on IG. But it's something that it's hard to keep track of all those different dynamics in the midst of a fight.
For sure. Very impressed with that IG move, though. That was kind of feels like even more than they could have asked for.
Game-winning wards.
Yeah, game-winning ward. That one, full duration. It caught, what, it saw 2 smokes. It catches the mag. Yeah, Paulson. The same ward that he placed the last game, too. Ends up having a lot more success.
Well, 7 to 8, less than 1,000 gold separating these two teams. The main differential being the farm that they've gotten on Bobica compared to how far ahead Emo is. That's that main separation point.
Still has that black hole stolen. They have, what, 30 seconds or so left on it. See if Bobica's going to be able to find anything. And Emo, with this Aegis, looking to jump.
feel like both teams kind of want to fight in a way right now. Shadow Blade for Drow. Monet. Are they going to try and battle around this? So EHOME very far forward, away from the rest of his team.
They're getting some damage on top with Eidolons too, so getting some information. IG all clustered for the fight. An Aghanim's finished on Pango with an Arcane Rune.
Smoke up.
Could cause havoc in the fights.
They smoke up right as Black Hole evaporates, so they don't have it anymore on Aster.
Yeah, but Boca's doing he's doing the Taiga as well too. If you did look, he has a BKB queued for himself.
Okay.
So he's going to be going for those big plays to kind of deal with it. But eventually we will see, of course, Basher probably on Pango. So maybe IG does have these answers to be able to fight into later stages too. Even though Aster is the one who's, you know, they're kind of like tempting them and making them play toward these later stages. XWI
finds one. Monet on the low ground. Throws out a couple volleys. Tries to chase now. Emo getting healed back up by the Sunray. The pull back in closer. Emo, he's going to lose his first life here. XXS still has RP available along with that BKB. Waiting for it now. Pops it. RP onto both of them. Monet throws out another marksmanship, and Dust is just dying. Dust is gone. Emo in trouble. Overgrowth. The control is perfect. The skewer back. Oh, but the black hole turn. It's not going to do anything. They have the black hole stolen. What a fight from Aster.
I mean, XXS, what a god.
Dude, look at Monet smiling right there. He's just like, you guys let me hit forever.
Yeah, I mean, that's the fight that they were looking for last time. They get the positional advantage. He's just free-firing on the Drow. You couldn't ask for better layering of their spells, right? The trio comes on 3, Magnus RP onto the Pango roll, and the Aegis. That was gorgeous.
And it all starts with just XWI running high ground into basically, I mean, obviously a really good ward there that allowed them to set all this up. But Dust had no impact. Those BKBs, it was perfect.
Literally the best RP you could probably ask for. Literally, like, it's a bit unfortunate for Dust that he rolls on top of the Aegis, right? So it just sets it up there, but XXS perfect. And now, yeah, stolen Black Hole, instantly canceled. So for next fight, but Boca, not only is he going to have Black Hole, but he's pretty close to his BKB as massive smiles.
Look at XXS.
That is, I bet that smile, he's probably saying like, he rolled on top of the Aegis respawning. He set this up for me.
Yeah. Well, tier 2 tower getting hit down bottom while XWI farms it out. Paulison in position to maybe fight, but I mean, there's nobody else here to come and help him out.
That's how Aster wanted the fight to happen earlier. Perfect setup. The swing is tremendous. 10k lead even versus an Aegis. And now XXS almost has an RP, almost has a refresher as well too. So 2 rounds of those RPs to control those BKBs.
And this time, level 2 on that spell steal. I don't know if he had level 2 last time or not, but regardless,
he did, yeah.
We'll have a ton of time ready with this black hole going.
Yep. He's going to suffer to find some farm for his BKB, though, but IG...
It's a Rubik.
Yeah. Hey.
That's true. It's Bobica. It's fair.
Bobica. He's very greedy. But yeah, IG, they've been shaken completely now. After finding themselves such a successful fight, things just quickly go disastrous.
I feel like this Aster team, it has sort of some of those high moments that you see from others and a couple of flubs here and there. But I've been really, really impressed with every series that I've seen of them. Really looking forward to seeing them at the major when they start playing against some of that other international competition. Yeah,
their team fighting is usually pretty immaculate, right? Like things just went totally wrong up top in that fight when he got like a Hurricane piked on high ground. They didn't see the Yules from the Phoenix and stuff like that. But yeah, now these next few fights, as long as they don't make some crucial mistakes or something like that, looks like it should just be pretty straightforward. XXS, yeah, full refresher. And he's got the ceremonial robe too, so he actually does have the mana for both easily.
Oh yeah, very cool. And getting to level 20 soon too for that extra skewer range. It's just gonna be throwing them across the screen. Enigma buys that Aether Lens, trying to get into the Octarine core. Blink Dagger now done for Pango on top of the Aghanim Scepter and Diffusal Blade.
Okay. He's already been answered though, as we've seen, right? They just pop BKBs and he does nothing in those fights, so still very hard for Dust.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, very tough match for them. And the Pango, which has looked so good across almost every region that we've watched it in, at least in this game, has definitely been answered.
Yeah, this last big storm was, I mean, the whole draft of Aster has just, been feeling pretty perfect to counteract everything. And yeah, they're the ones, like we said, they picked the fight top. They just made some mistakes and ended up swinging it the way of IG for a moment. But yeah, things have been completely fixed.
Boca. BKB almost complete. The black hole about to wear off, so IG get that timing again pretty perfectly. But they will run on in.
How do you take the fight now, though? Have to find... have to kind of just cause this total panic to allow them to try to get on this Drow Ranger. Ursa is still very farmed, but they just have so many different forms of disable.
Dust up on the low ground, and WY nearby. That Roche respawn very quick again, as they do send out the illusion. Abyssal Blade there, the jump with the lift away.
RP
and
on
RP
the floor.
broken. Okay, okay.
Whoops. He's like, oopsie. He's like, they don't know I have
about it.
They don't know I have a second one. They're laughing.
Yeah. It's like, my bad, guys.
My bad.
I don't know what happened there.
I mean, the thing is, though, that the Ursa used BKB, right? So if they find Emo, he's likely just instantly dead. He's just going to TP to base.
Yeah, they don't want to stick around there. And obviously, because they don't know that, you know, the RP was used, you can still play incredibly aggressive on Aster, and they just pop the refresher immediately. Kind of rough dynamic for them, as they will check out the pit most likely in a moment. And I think they just get this one for free.
I believe so. IG, I don't think they can contest here. This is a very tough positioning for them to fight around. Will actually not start it just yet. They're going to take out the vision in the area first.
Yeah, want to not reveal that this one was up.
Oh, Polson. Dun, 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 dun.
Gotta hide.
Oop, oop.
Sees a courier. That's a death courier.
Uh-oh.
You die if you throw it.
I mean, he got two, but he's going to die for it.
Oh, Paulson. Yeah, the run-in is there, and they'll find him for the kill. That was the BKB coming out for Bobica, though.
Yeah, 1,000 gold that he gets for his teammates as well, too. But yeah, Aster now perhaps comfortably can walk into the pit.
It's interesting, right? Because it's only an 8,000 gold lead. We've seen comebacks from bigger than this before, but it feels like all of the ways that IG want to take these fights, they're just answered.
Yeah, Enigma can't play, right? Like, he just literally cannot cast Black Hole in this game, as it'll just get stolen.
And while they're trying to kill off that Drow Ranger courier, Monet going for the bigger win there, and is going to be able to secure that Aegis.
They give Baboka the refresher shard. He's like, all right, guys.
Don't worry.
If I get Black Hole and I have BKB, we'll have two. They don't have enough to deal with anything. We don't even need the Black Hole to be able to win the fights, but sure, why not? I thought they were going to give it to the Train Protector, to be quite honest with you, because it's just more reliable, but
dude,
it's
Baboka. Wants it.
He's the greedy one.
Yeah, this guy, he is made for highlight plays. That's what it feels like.
I honestly would just like to see it on Siamese Cap, but whatever.
Well, in spite of that, it is a full Hex completed, a Lincoln Sphere for the Drow. So getting into these big items that will stop any hope of IG trying to take him down. You do have Aghanim Scepter on Emo that's, what, 3/4 of the way completed.
But how do they kill the Drow, right? He's always living armored on Monet. He's got a Lincoln's to protect versus the Abyssal, and he's got saves from his teammates, the lift and stuff like that too, so really hard for them to kill this Drow, even once.
I mean, realistically, it feels like it needs to be 3 to 4 caught in a black hole.
Yeah.
And that is not even like a sure thing that would make them win the fight.
Yeah, because then somebody else can still cancel it.
Right, exactly.
All 5 heroes can just take care of it, so yeah, not easy for IG. They need some type of just kind of hallelujah play that they had earlier where Monet accidentally gets up on the high ground or something like that, but
so
that's
I guess
a lot to ask for.
It's just the Mag and the Tree that are the ones that, I guess, and the Rubik. Okay, no, so it's 3 of the 4. 3 of the 5 that can cancel the black hole.
Through BKB.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, he doesn't have BKB.
Oh, yeah,
right?
he doesn't even have, okay,
yeah.
all right.
So everybody can cancel it.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Even a gust, anything, literally.
Sort of breathe too heavily on him and the black hole gets canceled.
Pretty much. And if even like even if Drow doesn't have gust, if Drow's not in the black hole, they'll just hit him and he'll die as well too, as BKB is now coming out for Baboka. So he'll be ready for that highlight reel like you mentioned.
38 minutes.
is under
Time to go hit some buildings. And the pullback, but Dust gets the shard off. This is not TI-10. Can't find that one too easily.
They're just fishing, though.
Looking, hoping to find something. And that RP that was whiffed earlier, no longer a thought as the refresher is back off cooldown again.
Yep. XWY also had just finished Hex, so after the the Lincolns with the Monet, he has Hex for the initiation, and he has a DD in the bottle. This next fight
Radiant's
could be the
bottom
final one.
tower is under attack.
See what they can do now. Monet throws out that multi-shot and starts punching at this tower. Paulison hoping to do something, reveals for only a moment as they pop that BKB, try and kill off Dust. He dies in the ball. Aeon Disc is going to prop on QIQX as buildings fall and no answer at the moment.
I mean, it was just a solo kill.
Yeah.
The quiver plus the DD, more than enough for him to just commit, and there's no buyback on Pango. That's just a Rax.
That is just a Rax. Emo,
Oh boy.
he's trying to do what he can. Aesthetics cap, the jump in, oh, but the walk away, and immediately dies. Now looking for more, can't quite connect there with the horn toss, but Aster, they got what they came for, take the Rax bottom, gonna head mid.
Well, IG had their one moment in the jungle.
That's
but
true.
Aster, after that one mistake, they're like, nope, not gonna happen again. They've cleaned up pretty much everything here. Is now Monet even walking the mid. XWY even TP's back, cleans up the tier 2 wave, and the rest of the team is just playing around Monet here, who still has the Sages.
Dodges some of those fire spirits, gives the empower over, and will be slowed slightly by those fire spirits, a little bit by the midnight pulse, but the tree armor's there, and still a minute left on this Aegis.
And they're invis on the storm, so he's waiting for an opportunity to jump. Also has Aeon Disc locked, so even if they try to go catch the storm afterwards,
Oh, roll in, tries to bring her down, but the lift to keep her alive. So even if she dies, gonna die outside that base. But Monet hasn't gone down yet. The jump forward, finding Storm. He's too far.
He didn't unlock.
Yeah, that was a bit of a problem.
XWY. I think I saw him do that also in a different game where he didn't unlock his Aeon Disc. Whoopsie.
Well, it's good to have things to work on, you know?
Yeah.
It's always important in a game like this.
Yep. Aster, now they can look back at the replay after they win this game probably and be like, we made these two big mistakes around our jungle, and then also XWY. Not disassembling. He literally had it in his inventory at the ready. So, whoopsie, gets picked off, and IG lived a little bit longer for this game.
Yeah, they get out with Monet as the Aegis expires. And, well, gonna get some items there for themselves. Aster, do they wait for that next rush, maybe?
I think right now, for IG, I would be saying it's go time. Like, just go run at them with the Ursa, try to find some pick off. This storm is a big problem, so if you can find some type of kills, this could be your chance to at least try to come back here. I don't think they should just sit back and be farming here, because that's where you just get picked off around the map from Aster.
Almost gets him there, speaking of which.
But they're actually gonna, IG, they're just gonna play the farm, even though the storm is dead. Bit interesting to see that.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like other objectives, there's not many to take. They can try and push out these waves, but those immediate moments when there's somebody gone and not on the map definitely feels like a key moment for these battles.
Yeah, I mean if they just keep playing the kind of stagnant, we've seen the way that Aster takes fights. Right, Aster's fine with waiting and taking this game to the latest stage possible. As Storm's back up, so IG not taking advantage of that kill. They did have to, of course, deal with lanes and push them out and stuff like that, but not even attempting to go for a secondary type of kill play. So Aster, back to business.
See where they can go. I believe the big discussion point amongst the panel was, are we going to be past 34 minutes or not? The answer was yes.
Mm-hmm. They were right.
Well, hello. The big jump in. Oh, but the bash. Stun. The black hole, but the stolen black hole wants to turn it around. Do they have it? He's got him under control. Dust making it all happen, but there it is, the black hole. On to 3 from Bovica, killing them all off. And, oh, do they have enough? It looks like it. The buyback's coming out immediately. QIQX is going to drop 4-step away from Emo, trying to stay on target. Monet goes invis because he managed to get out of here.
Okay.
Gonna make it out.
All right. They get the initial bash on Boboka. I don't think they expected him to have Refresher Shard for that secondary black hole. It is a big buyback, though, of course, from IG. It's 2 to be able to get this type of kill on Monet, and Aster immediately reset to high ground. They got the bash though. The Pango got on top of the Rubik for the initial black hole, but yeah, that refresher shard, as we said, you know, highlight reel Baboka.
So we'll see it again here, and that moment of just getting the bash onto the RP before it comes out too, and well, not able to quite get enough in time. Great play from Dust.
I mean, these type of split-second little things, right? If Dust actually doesn't get this type of swash bash, they're probably just dead on the first black hole. So
oh yeah,
IG somehow still fighting back in this game.
And Paulison making sure that he's in there to help secure that kill onto Monet, because Ursa might have just gone down otherwise. They were sort of keeping a good distance away. You can see 85% win rate what we're up to now.
Yeah.
Those buybacks. But IG out on the map, and after killing Drow, obviously not going to be able to find anybody else lurking on the map at the moment. Very much Aster staying in the base for now.
I'm still very impressed with the way that they're able to take some of these fights.
Success doesn't look too concerned.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think they should feel concerned. You know, it's been them kind of dominating the game for the majority. It's just some of these, I mean, like I said, pretty unfortunate kind of scenario for Baboka, right? Like,
oh yeah,
if the black hole catches the Pango right before he's even jumping in air, he gets sucked in the black hole, the bash won't happen and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's been pretty fortunate for IG. Is perhaps if they can keep causing some type of mistakes from Aster, they do still have a fighting chance. Roche, another fast respawn.
Yeah, that is the third almost instant respawn. Sub 30 seconds on each of them.
Yeah, black hole back up in 40 seconds. This time, no refresher shard in Baboka, too.
Well, what are we going to see here? There is pretty good vision in the area for Aster, and Tree laying down the rest of the vision, so they are probably going to see just about everything.
Ooh, Wind Waker.
Okay.
Paulison got a way to at least bail out his Ursa and stuff like that out of some of these if he's in a good spot for it.
And Storm going for the Revenant's Brooch.
Okay, cool.
That is pretty nifty.
Insane amount of damage. Anyone who gets with the Hex will just die.
Meanwhile, for IG, they're just trying to play around their vision, hugging that high ground. And looks like QIQX is going to check and see if there was anything up on that high ground too. But Aster, I mean, they really see everything in this area on this side of the river. If IG try and go for a wraparound, it could be into scary territory. They're going to have to be really careful about their positioning here.
They're throwing the Lincolns. I believe they have, yeah, the Lincolns onto Irving now. So trying to protect this. Maybe this is the opportunity. This Lincolns could catch him off guard on the side of Aster.
Although XYW is going to see everybody right at the start, immediately spots Paulison, runs back, does the dodge for the dip, trying to get the kill, but the lift away. Aeon Disc was out too, and now they see all of IG. Vision for everybody. Emo can't find a target, can't find anybody. Dust rolling around back and forth, but Monet up on the high ground. They are stuck in no man's land.
Oh, the egg.
They pop the egg, but immediately turn, but the black hole solo now onto Monet, rooted overgrowth to break that black hole. They don't get the stun. Dust in trouble. He is going to fall, no buyback. And QIQX clipped himself.
Uh-oh.
Get out of there, buddy.
He's all right for a second. I mean, these Aeon Discs, these Force Staffs, these saves from Aster, pretty insane. And yeah, they do have the Lincolns and stuff like that. They have the BKB on Enigma, but there's that trio ult. As we said, very difficult game for Irving is now Aster looking to run in.
Yeah, and they'll find that Phoenix immediately. Monet caught RP, though, keeps him alive. The lift away. God. Emo trying to stay onto Monet, but body blocks coming in from the tree. The second RP gonna be used. Emo going to fall. Triple kill for XYW, and XXS making the plays on his mag.
And they did use those buybacks earlier, so that's GG. IG, they try to take that big fight, but Aster, I mean, you know, they made a couple mistakes in this game, though. IG was able to capitalize decently off of it, but overall, now Aster was able to get, I mean, a really well-executed fight with these saves. The Rubik Glyphs, the Force Stabs, the Aeon Discs, etc., to keep each other bailed out of that scenario. Not the cleanest of games from Aster.